Hello everybody, this is Baljit from JK. Welcome on my channel. In this video we are going to test this AC fan motor, if it's good or bad. The motor top of a compressor cooling down. We're gonna test if this motor good or bad. I will walk through step by step and we will cover all the ways you need to know. So I'm gonna bring my camera closer and we're gonna start working on it. Hey friends, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please click on subscribe button, then click on ring bell button so you can get the latest video notification from my channel. So before we get confused, I just want to explain. I have a split system, and a split system I have a compressor outside and I have a condenser. It's called furnace unit inside attic. We are only going to cover this fan motor top of compressor, which one is cools down the compressor to keep working. If compressor get hot, it's not gonna work. So to test this motor, we have to access to the side electrical panel. I have all the electrical component over here and this panel. So before we start, first thing we have to turn off our power. You can turn off either way. I'm going to turn off in my breaker panel. It says AC. That's main power feeding to outside unit, compressor unit, and it's called also have a furnace. Furnace is inside the attic. That's sending 24 voltage to the compressor when it need to be turned on and off. So now we're gonna remove these 4 bolts. There's 4 bolts, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, and we will be able to access all the electrical wires to this fan. Even we have a main breaker off, I will double check if there is any voltage. There is no voltage, and I have another breaker I'm going to turn off before I touch anything. And a second most important part, before we remove or before you touch any wire, you need to bleed the capacitor. You can use any screwdriver and bleed 2 contacts touching each other. Now after bleeding out, you are safe and you can disconnect all the fan wire. There's 1 fan wire connected to capacitor and 2 connected to the power line. So there's only 3 wire, as you can see right now. I have a disconnected already. So we are ready to test motor. As you can see, I have a 3 meter sitting in front of me, between the first one is T5-600. And I have a Fluke 87 True RMS multimeter. I have a hand crank megometer. You can use either one, but I will show in this video all the 3 meters how you can use. If anybody have a one of them, they are like a little bit more understanding how they can test with their meter. So it doesn't matter, you can use either one to test motor, but this T5-600 Fluke meter is always good to check if its motor winding is open or shorted. But this meter is not good to test for ground test, because this meter can read only 999 ohm, because if it's a minor ground, it's not gonna pick. So basically this meter can read more. This meter can read more, like it can read meg ohm or whatever ohm, 0 to meg ohm have an option, but this hand crank meter is best to test ground test. I will explain when I will start using what is difference in meg ohm. We're gonna use this T5-600 first, and then we will use step by step all 3 meters. If it can be read, so we have a 3 lead. I'm gonna pick one of them. I'm gonna put black lead on. I'm gonna put on to black. Now we're gonna start reading one by one. Black to orange, 16 ohm, 15, 16 ohm. Black to purple, 30, 29. Now we're gonna put black lead to orange, or I can put red to orange. Now we're gonna have a reading with those 16, which one was earlier 15, 16, and this one is 45, which one is 16 and 16, 16 and 29, which one total is 46. which means motor is not shorted out, it's not open phase. So motor is good, but now we're gonna make a ground test with this meter. If you have a same lead over here and other lead you put to anywhere to the fan ground, it shows some ohm. Basically that's my mean. This meter gonna read only if it have a really burnout and have a ground like less than 999 ohm. Otherwise this meter not gonna tell you if this motor is ground. So that's why this meter only good to read if motor is open or burn winding and shorted face to face. So this motor face to face is good, it's not burn, it's not open phase. Now we're gonna use this meter. I'm gonna place this meter over here, make a little better to read. We're gonna do same thing here. We're gonna read for ohm. So I'm gonna put leads on the ohm position, and I will put my meter on an ohm setting. And once I put an ohm set, I have a 2 leads. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put one of to the black, and other one we're gonna read one way one. Black to purple, reading 29. Earlier it was 30. This one is 15.9. So now we're gonna put to orange, 45, 15.9. So far it's telling the same reading. So now we're gonna check from here to ground. So it's open. This motor is not grounded. So this motor is still good. So now we're gonna check next meter, megometer. But before we use megometer, I just want to show what megometer does. So we're gonna install 2 probes, comes with this meter. One black lead we're gonna install at earth, where it says earth, and red lead at the line site. This is AMC 3 hand crank megometer. I don't think so they're making anymore. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to put 2 probes coming out of a hand crank megometer to fluke, and we will hand crank and see what bolt is coming out. So now we have to put our fluke reading at the voltage, and we're gonna crank our hand crank meter. As you focus on the fluke meter, you can see it's producing 530 or 540 volts when you're cranking. So now I think we have a little bit more better understanding is when we gonna hand crank this mirror, it's gonna produce some voltage, and we gonna run voltage through the coil, and we gonna touch other lead to the ground, and we gonna see if both gonna be meet each other from the coil to the ground. So now we are ready to test the motor. Let's connect. We're gonna test our meter if it's working. I'm going to short out both leads, and I'm gonna hand crank, and it's supposed to read 0 ohm. Which one is does? If I open and hand crank, it's supposed to show open or meg ohms. So at this point my meter working. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put one of the lead to the motor face. There's a 3 wire coming out of the motor, and one lead, black lead, to the chassis ground. Which one it will tell if this motor is, or this motor winding is touching ground or not. So when you hand crank, don't touch the any wire, it's gonna shock you. So now we're gonna hand crank. As I can see, there's a needle is all the way, so it have like more than 200 meg. So that means this motor is not ground. So our motor is good. As we tested electrically, motor is fine, nothing wrong electrically. Now we have to take the top motor, fan, and everything off, and we're gonna test it physically if a motor have no mechanical impact. Now I have removed this fan motor from unit and ready to physical test. You can even do top of the unit. You don't need to remove it, but I know I have something wrong with this motor. I have to replace anyway. So first we're gonna spin. If we're gonna check if there's any mechanical impact, if it's stuck or something. It's spinning free, but if you check your shaft, you up and down, it have a like a loose shaft up and down, something wrong with the bearings or something inside. That's the way this motor not running. Also, this motor is about like 16-year old, so time to change. So I'm going to get a new one. To get a new one, so what you have to do, you have to take a, there's a label on side of a motor. You have to get the same, exactly same motor. If nothing, you can get like a horsepower, voltage, and frame size exactly, and the rest of it you can make it work. As you can see, I have a new motor in front of me. We are going to replace in the next video, and this video we have a test this motor if it's good or bad. Our motor electrically was fine, but mechanically it failed, so I have to replace this motor. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.